Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, August 3rd. It won't be quite as hot the next couple of days, but still seasonably warm as a cold front pushes southwards with some dry, gusty winds the next few days. We will see some heat building in western areas later on this week. Thunderstorms, however, initially on the drier side, are possible in the far south by the end of the week or perhaps into the weekend. Overall, fire danger remains high. Most fuels in the 90th to 97th percentile. We'll still be dealing with winds as this cold front pushes southwards cooler air, and I say that figuratively speaking. So instead of being 100 degrees, you might be 93 degrees, but back more closer to normal levels. But still breezes of 20 to 30 miles an hour, critical because of the large number of large fires and new ignitions that we are getting. Continued hot and dry in far southern areas. Again, very dry, low humidity throughout the area. Also, lots of smoke. Could be an impact on air operations early in the morning. You can see this morning's satellite imagery, a lot of smoke laying down across the not just Idaho, but the northern half of Utah and Nevada as well. Clear further south. This was yesterday's zone. This will show what happens once the winds kick in. We'll mix out. And just like yesterday, we saw some very intense burning and some pyrocumulus on some of our larger fires. Same story possible today. We had no precipitation or lightning the last 24 hours. Precipitation past 7 days on the left. A lot of this was about 7, 8 days ago. The last 4 days, we've had barely anything and a consistent drying. Our IA and large fire growth continues to be very intense and lots of large fires all throughout the geographic area. Smoke continues to be an issue both today and tomorrow for most of the area. Our longer term flash drought, well, it's not longer term, but going back to the last 6 months, you see where our most extreme areas are right through here across southern areas of Utah and the Arizona Strip. But that'll be expanding further northwards. Our ERCs are through the roof, 90th, 97th percentile, or even above 97th, where you see the purple in just about all areas, maybe closer to the upper 80s to near 90 further south, but those areas drying out intensely as well. Large scale map, high pressure shifting west of the Four Corners. That'll keep the monsoon further south. Low pressure over the northern plain states, creating a pretty strong pressure gradient across the northern half of our area and eastern parts. That'll keep breezy conditions going, but you see that large tannish shade, very dry air mass across the entire area. And where we have those winds, we have a burn environment high risk, and that's where winds may be almost critical, but fuel's very dry, large fire currents, and you can almost look at it similarly as high. It is high risk actually for the area both today, tomorrow, where the winds are a little stronger. We actually highlighted the W in there. And that continues, although it shrinks in area through midweek. There'll be some thunderstorms to our south and east. It looks like that's where they're going to stay for at least a little while. The winds, you can see the strongest winds across our eastern areas from north to south, lighter winds off to the west, and they'll continue that trend through Wednesday. Bone dry humidity through the period. And you see our daytime highs. We were near 100 in Salt Lake City yesterday, down to 90. So eastern areas cooling off about 5 or 10 degrees, near normal, maybe even a tad below normal. And staying cool in the east, but starting to heat up in western areas. I see Reno here near 100 degrees. Boise getting up close to 90, so the heat never too far away. Looking at precipitation, none the next 3 days. You can see some of that monsoonal moisture and the outer fringes of it to our south could cause some lightning concerns just south of our area. We think it'll stay just south for now. And even through days 4 through 6, the high pressure that's to the west starts drifting back eastwards. And as it gets towards the Four Corners, it could start bringing up some more monsoonal moisture. There'll be some lightning high risk to the south. We see that lightning getting closer and timing very tricky with the models, but it looks like Saturday we could see some lightning get in significantly enough and be drier initially, where you could have some high risk. Initially, there'll be another low pressure area dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska, tightening up the wind gradient. We do have a burn environment to wind, high risk for marginal winds, but very low humidity and very dry fuels for our northern areas. And you can see some of those winds just in the darker green up here. Not very strong, but significant enough given the low humidity that we've had for such a long time. Now, this is where it gets tricky a little bit with the precipitation. Thursday, we may get a maybe one cell getting into our southern area, maybe not. Then it drifts further south, and then by Saturday, we think we'll get that first push of the leading edge of the monsoon, which will be on the drier side and could cause new ignitions. So summing things up, a lot going on. Burn environment and wind high risks the first 3 days, just remaining seasonably warm and dry through Thursday. And then Friday into the weekend, we have some wind concerns up north. And then finally by Saturday and Sunday, some lightning concerns in our southern areas. And the 6 to 10 day outlook does show possibly a stronger monsoonal push. This might be a little overdone, but we could see that lightning push a little further north, maybe wetter in our far southern areas, maybe drier in northern Utah and northeast Nevada. We'll have to wait and see on that. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.